In just 3 to 5 years from now, you'll start to see something new and curious zipping over the sky over a city near you. So what's this thing that is going to shape the future of our urban skies? Today we're talking about eVTOLs, which are, well, essentially really big drones, the kind that can carry goods, medical supplies and people. And the story of eVTOLs is a neat story about how technologies, trends and ideas are combining to produce something new and quickly. Let me try and explain. VTOL stands for vertical takeoff and land. In other words, a vehicle that gets airborne by going straight up rather than needing some kind of runway. A helicopter is the classic example of a VTOL. The E stands for electric or hybrid electric. Some other important terminology you'll likely encounter include personal air vehicles or PAVs, and the more general catch-all term urban air mobility or UAM. And the places that these vertical takeoff and land vehicles need to take off from and land, well, they're called vertiports. So what are eVTOLs for? eVTOL and urban air mobility vehicles in general are aimed at moving goods and people between points in a city and between cities. To begin with, they will be piloted with scope for being self-flying in the future. eVTOLs aim to offer commuters a choice on certain routes, so think trips to and from the airport. They could also play an important role in delivering an organ donation to a waiting recipient or getting paramedics to the scene of a medical emergency. But beyond realising the long-standing dream of flying cars, what's the problem that eVTOLs are trying to solve? eVTOLs aim to offer a solution to the problem of time-soaking, air-polluting congestions that are gripping our cities. Take New York, the most congested city in the US. According to research by INRIX, New Yorkers lost almost 2 hours every single week stuck in traffic. A spare of thought for Londoners. The average London driver will waste over 4 hours a week caught in traffic gridlock. eVTOLs aim to offer a way out of this congestion. So who will use these eVTOLs? If we're talking about an airport shuttle service, the users will most likely be businesses willing to pay a premium for the time saved, or private individuals looking to enjoy the prestige and convenience of flying. Hospitals and emergency services could also make good use of them. By the way, if you're interested in the ideas and things that are shaping our future, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell to be notified of our upcoming videos. So why are eVTOLs suddenly on our radar? One factor is technology. 3 key technological advancements have converged. First, engines. Drone development has driven the improvement of electromagnetic motors that are now light, near silent and capable of heavy lifting. Second, computers. Developments in sensors, big data and AI mean that we have the data and the computing power to control multiple engines that the eVTOLs typically have. And this is known as distributed electric propulsion. And this has paved the way for what the industry calls fly-by-wire. In other words, the computer is the navigator. And third, batteries. Demand for electric cars and solar energy has brought about better storage solutions. Lithium-ion batteries can go for long enough to overcome range anxiety or the fear of running out of juice mid-flight, and can now generate power enough to lift a vehicle along with its pilot and 4 passengers. And all this development is starting to attract attention and, importantly, money. Investors in low-carbon transit are looking beyond the saturated electric car market for new opportunities. And where else should they look, if not up? According to Bloomberg, investment in aerospace technology startups really took off in 2020 and shows little sign of losing altitude in 2022. A third factor for why eVTOLs and urban air mobility more generally are starting to break into the public consciousness is the important questions they pose for all of us. Allowing novel flying machines in the skies over our cities requires us to think carefully about what should be the rules and safeguards governing their use. How can we make sure urban air vehicles are safe and secure? eVTOLs are another step in the journey of segmentation, where greater choice is available for different stages of your trips. But rather than segmentation, will eVTOLs simply create further transport segregation, allowing those that can afford it to jump the queues of congestion? Are they just a distraction from investing more in existing public transport systems, and instead of alleviating congestion, will eVTOLs simply displace demand from elsewhere and end up creating new additional induced demand? These are important public conversations for us all to participate in. Regulators and cities believe this future will be with us in 3 to 5 years, and some cities see this change as inevitable, and so they're preparing now. When it comes to what our future transport might look like, one central question is whether our roads are prepared for the future. To find out why they're not, continue on to this video here. Thanks for watching.